Hello, this is Doctoress in Utopia, and this is a new show here. It's called Occupy Your Voice. And with me is Mel, my friend from the Occupy movement, and Lizard, also from the Occupy movement. And this is a new show where we're really going to explore some of the concepts behind Occupy movement. This is an international movement, and it's growing. If you are on Facebook, you will see all of these images from around the world. The whole world is on fire with protest. And here in Arizona, we are on fire with the desire to change society. And we have beautiful blueprints on how to do that. But what we need now is your participation in making this happen. So what are your initial thoughts, Mel, about the Occupy?
Well, I think Occupy today is actually growing. We might not be out visibly in public, but what's happened is that we've begun to find our niches, and there are affinity groups that have actually begun to do things in the community, but are still cohesive and connected with the overall body of the Occupy movement. So I think what's going to happen soon enough is that we're going to see them coming back together very soon, and I think we all need to be prepared for a huge just outpouring of people who are saying, hey, where's Occupy? Well, Occupy is here. Occupy Your Voice. We've got the office now. We have all sorts of projects running all over town, community beautification, all the activism. Occupy to me is exactly that. It embodies all of the action that we're here to take and to help make this world a better place to live, essentially. So yeah, that's what Occupy is to me.
And Lizard, what are your initial thoughts?
Well, ever since I was young, I knew that we were going to live in a time where great things were going to happen. And from the second I saw on the news about Occupy, I was thinking to myself, even the people out on the streets at Occupy Wall Street have no idea of how big and amazing this is really going to be. And I was really upset that I was hearing about it for the first time on day 16. That's when it made me realize how big this is really going to be if the mainstream media could be blocked out of something so great for 16 days. And people think we're dead and gone, and we're stronger than ever. Come out and find us, look us up on the internet, do what you can to make a difference.
And we do, like Mel says, we have an office now, and that's been a big bonus because you can come see us at the Y on the 26th of June this month. I'll be giving a lecture on Occupy Arcology, which, if you've heard my shows, I have this desire to build an ecological city for 1 million people on Arizona State Trust land because we have to move somewhere. We need to move into the 21st century, and that's why this Occupy is so important, because we need to change our lifestyle so radically. And let's not be afraid of the word radical. Radical means going to the roots. And if we want to survive global climate change, we have to get to the roots.
Absolutely. I also want to bring about a very important message about what we're doing here at the Occupy Your Voice. Essentially, we're here to bring good news. We're not here to just talk about the problems, because there's a lot of solutions that we need to look at today and begin to implement rather than just talk about it. We need to begin walking our walk. There are so many things in the horizon, and actually that have been already suppressed to the point where if we just get it out and do our research, we can change the paradigm of this planet today. So we're here to bring solutions to the table, not just to talk about what the problems are, but I think it's also important to recognize what the problems are that we need the solutions for. So, you know, that's what Occupy Your Voice is going to be. A place for somebody to tell them what their story is and to showcase the very things we need to make the change happen. Because, you know, we can have TV shows all day long, but unless we're out there actually on the hard ground, and even the people that are supporting us, just as important as the hard grounders, that's what we need to do. We need to be out in the streets, on the pavement, and get out of our comfort zone for a little bit and let everybody know that we are really serious about this. If you're serious about this, you can take an hour a week to just learn or participate in some of the things we do, or a couple hours and come to a general assembly or something. But we're here for the solutions, and that's one thing I'm going to push very heavy on this show.
And Mel, you mentioned what the word hard grounders is. Can you explain that, Lizard? What is a hard grounder? Were you a hard grounder?
Still am. Never quit. A hard grounder is someone who sleeps on the ground, whether in a tent, sleeping bag, or just sleeping on the shirt you have on your back. We're not afraid to get arrested if we have to, standing up for what we believe in. I mean, because believe it or not, when I got arrested with the anarchist, one of the sheriffs in the jail said, "I'm tired of hearing about your First Amendment BS." I was like, really? Can I get that one on camera, please? I mean, you're a sheriff and you're telling me that you're tired of hearing about our First Amendment BS. I mean, I thought they were here to uphold that, not kill it. You know, I mean, just like me, I mean, I hate cameras. I don't like being in front of a camera, but I'm doing what I have to do to get the word out. Like right now, I'll be honest with you, I'm extremely nervous. And do I really want to be behind a camera? No.
Doing great.
But does the universe say do it? Yes. And so here I am.
Yeah. And Mel, what do you think about hard grounders?
Well, hard grounders are, there's a couple different kinds of hard grounders. You know, there are those who are homeless and they want to have a little sanctuary, and I guess we can call them hard grounders of the type that's just always been there. They're familiar with being hard grounders. There's a lot to learn from them. And then there are those who are in it for the message, who are there to actually occupy and bring that message forward. Now, I think what happened in some of the Occupy scenarios that we had is that the hard grounders began to learn from each other. And I think that it's any person who's willing to at least go out there and spend a day holding a sign, being a part of the movement rather than just being a place where you can stay, that's what a hard grounder is to me. But again, you know, we can't discount the homeless. The people that were there had very much to teach us about some of the things that we can do to survive in that type of environment, especially for people like myself who come from a different paradigm. And all of a sudden, I'm basically in this world of hard ground. But I'd like to share a little quick story so that people can understand what my hard ground really is about. If you don't mind.
Please do.
On October 2nd, I left Tacoma, Washington on a pilgrimage for a walk across America. Well, I did this because I was tired of essentially pontificating from my armchair. You know, I'm armchair preaching. No, I was tired of talking the talk. So I basically stepped out into the wilderness and began walking across the United States, headed south, and had no intention of coming to Tucson, but was drawn here for some reason. And there's a lot more to talk about, but I'm what's known as a unity walker, and I met the Lizard over in Phoenix on my travels down here, and we walked from Phoenix here to Tucson. So there's a lot more to talk about, but just to generalize, you know, if anybody's interested in learning more about that, you can go to YouTube and just type in Unity Walk Solutions, and you'll be able to get a journal of all the things that I've done. But that's what hard ground is: being out there, being in the elements, being close to nature, being close to other people, and walking the walk.
And I think I like the word hard grounders because there's so many people in our world that don't have adequate shelter. They don't have adequate nutrition. And our movement is a solution to how we can house everybody and feed everybody using a different architectural design. It's really reorganizing the wealth of the world. And that's when we're talking about the 1% versus the 99%. We want to take that wealth of the 1% who has gotten it through exploitation of the workers of the world and make it so that everyone benefits from the wealth. They aren't benefiting from the wealth right now, and the wealth, the way that we're living, all this luxurious items that you can purchase in this industrial society that we live in is not bringing us happiness. So we need to have a new index for, they call it a happiness index.
Well, I'm reminded of, like, a lot of times I've had, not really nice cars, or one time I had an '89 Mustang, piece of crap, right? I'd be driving down the road, seeing people in their $80,000 vehicles, they have all the money in the world, and they're just like, and I'm just, and they look at me like I'm crazy. And, I'd rather be crazy and full of love and life than be rich and dead.
Should we mention also that we are taking call-ins
Yes,
as well?
Please, if you've got a question about the Occupy movement or something that were said, give us a call at Access Tucson and we'll put you on the speaker here. I hope we...
Do we have the phone number for them to call? Or?
Let's see if we've got it anywhere. Nope, that's not it.
How about this phone number?
Yeah, phone number
there
here.
You go, there.
No, it's not on there.
It's not working?
Okay, so anyway,
we're learning
call
still.
and yeah, we'll figure it out someday.
The phone numbers were on.
I don't know if these are the right phone numbers, but anyway, this is our first show, folks, and we're going to make it exciting for you. We're still trying to hash it out.
Oh, there's the numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did it show up finally?
Oh, well.
Okay, anyway, if you want to call in, I don't know, are these numbers any good here?
520-629-0683 or
Yeah.
520-624-2792.
There you go. So if you want to talk to any of us, give us a call.
520-629-0683 or 520-624-2792.
There it is.
But the thing is about the hard grounders is everyone doesn't have to go out and sleep in a park. In fact, it is illegal to do that. We have a person in Occupy who's trying to change that. He's suing the city of Tucson to try to get it so that people can sleep in the park. It is amazing what I've learned about the park system and the public land, how it really isn't so public. That's what I've learned from Occupy, is what the homeless people are going through. And every one of us could become homeless. We could become refugees, environmental refugees at any time because of a nuclear power plant in Phoenix, if that ever exploded and that radiation came here to Tucson. There's a lot of vulnerability that we're living with. So we really have to think about the future solutions. And that is, of course, creating a revolutionary movement.
Evolutionary.
Yeah, I don't like to use the word revolutionary, and here's just a real quick reason why. A revolution is a full circle, and you end up at the same place. What we need to do is get out of that and spiral out and evolve, rather than have a revolution. I think it's time to have an evolution of our way of thinking and our own consciousness, to be able to see the world holistically rather than in our own compartmentalized vision. So that's my choice of words, and I think the words we do choose are extremely important. And you can have a revolution, but you're just going around in circles.
Well, I wrote poetry when I was younger, in my 20s, and one of the books that I wrote was called Revolution Around the Sun. Because that's exactly what a revolution is. But why I said around the sun is because of solar power. That we're going towards solartopia, as a new word there for you.
You know, we actually have somebody in the audience who has some relation to the solar company here in town,
Yeah.
which is going to be really interesting because we want to get involved in that type of technology. Free energy is one of the major solutions that we talk about. In fact, Foster Gamble was here recently. I had a chance to talk to him, the creator of Thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, there were certain things that I think that could have been added to that, but, you know, we need to really focus, number one, on free energy, because if you really look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you know, we have air, water, food, et cetera, et cetera. Well, we neglect the part about the energy. Without it, we have none of those other things, because everything is made of energy. And here we are paying for the very thing that is ubiquitous throughout this universe. So for me, I think that one of my big platforms is to bring free energy to humanity, and it's already available. The question is, are we prepared to shift into a paradigm where we are ready to live a world of freedom? You know, are we ready for freedom? That's a big question.
No,
many
I know.
aren't. I don't think many. There are too many that are ready at this point. You know, because what is freedom? But anyway, speaking of freedom, we do have a video that we want to share with them regarding freedom and how you know, we have honored our veterans for a long time and our troops, and we support our troops very much. In fact, we support them so much, we want them back home doing what they need to be doing, not occupying other countries. But what I've done with the David Croto, who
Yes.
is running for sheriff of Pima County, folks, and we're going to have him on the air here soon enough. I think probably the next show. I think it would be great to have him. But what we did was, during our Wednesday morning protests over at the recruiter's office on Speedway, we decided to go ahead and visit the recruiters and ask them whether or not they're aware of the 1 in 3 women that are raped or assaulted in the military, or if they're aware of the 18 suicides a day in the military today.
18 suicides.
18 suicides a
crazy.
day. So we went over there, and what I'd like to do is go ahead and share that video. It's a little raw and it's rough, so, you know, pardon the bouncy camera. I'm not a professional photographer, although, you know, it gets exciting and I like it raw anyway. That way you can see that it's unedited and there's not a lot of garbage in there. So I'll go ahead and play that for you. Is that okay with you guys? All
please.
right. All right,
Please
here
do.
we go.
You really should come out and
Oh, wait a
join us
minute.
on Wednesdays because
Here we go.
it's a lot of fun. They call us delusional idiots, parasites. We should die.
Who
They
does?
do.
Who says that?
The people who support the United States and their government, their drones.
Yeah,
I mean,
can
they even
we-
have signs that say we support drones. I don't
Yeah.
get it.
Sound on
I
that?
don't know.
Unarmed
Why don't you
killing
tell
machines.
us what's going on?
Well, here I am with David Croto. I wish there was sound on here. Is there? I don't know.
No, it's
Can
not
anybody hear
here.
it?
It's
Okay.
not here.
All right.
So
So,
talk us through it.
well, we're just finishing up our protest right now, and I'm taking the camera, of course, and we're walking over to the doors. So, as we go to each door, what happens is the first door we go to, the Army is locked. So, here we are. And what I'm saying to him at this point is, well, why is it locked? I mean, isn't it regular working hours? It was 9:15 in the morning or so. So I took the camera and watch what I'm about to do with the camera. So are they
So the
there?
recruiters are afraid of the protesters.
Not
course.
all of them were, but the Army and the Marines are. So I put it up to the glass, and there they are, you know, sitting in there, just hey. So we went over to the next one, and again, I have to apologize for the. And who knows? I don't know if they may be hearing sound over there. Yeah.
Is there any way we can get confirmation if the audio is going out?
Well, it's really inconsequential. It's almost over because what ended up happening was, and that's the Marines right there, and they are locked also. So we went over to the Navy.
Imagine that, Army men, Marines, afraid of some
Yeah.
love-wielding hippies. I mean,
Yeah.
they have guns, we have love. They have insults, we have the truth.
And here I am, with a camera inside the Navy recruiters. And what ended up happening was they asked me, "Is that a camera?" I'm like, "Well, yeah." "Oh, could you please turn that off?" And I'm like, "Yeah, certainly." But I got it that far. And what ended up happening is when we asked them about those questions, we said, "Well, are you familiar with? Are you aware that 1 in 3 women are raped or assaulted in the military today? Are you aware of the 17? At the time, it was 17 suicides a day. But now we are at 18 suicides a day. So there we are.
"18 suicides a day."
Yeah. And so that's where we are with what's happening in the military. As a veteran for peace, I think it's essential for every veteran. Yeah. Well, as a veteran for peace, I think it's essential for every veteran to look inside himself and ask the question, is war justified? Is there any kind of harm to any other being justified? And if so, do we need to make recompense? Do we need to make reciprocity to these people? What is it that has to be done today? Well, we have to talk about the solutions, I think. And kids, if you're thinking about going in the military, go in with an open mind and realize that you're going to be brainwashed. There's an indoctrination process that you go through, but it's not perfect. It's flawed. As long as you have a strong heart, if you want to go in and make a difference, go in and talk about peace. If that's all you got, because I know the world today, you got kids who have nothing left.
Well, they don't have any jobs,
No
so they
jobs.
go in because of the money situation, and that's why we want you to join Occupy.
Yeah, don't join the
join
military.
the army of Lovolution. Lovolution.
Be a
is
peaceful warrior.
Yes, that's right. That's what we are asking. Save your soul, because if you start this whole killing process and killing machines and do these computer games that kill, it just is destroying your ability to understand the divine.
Yeah. I think it's time for all of us to think more in a spiritual, emotional, and physical level. You have to have the holy trinity of yourself to be whole, and you can be whole by yourself. And I think that's where we're beginning to metamorphose into.
But our strength right now is this unity to find each other, people who have this understanding that they are sick of being brainwashed, they're sick of the mass media, and they want to come together to form a new kind of design. And Lizard, would you like to say these are our final minutes.
Well, I could say that, stepping out of your comfort zone and the things that you're used to is very hard. But I think once you make the decision to do it and you step out of that comfort zone, you realize just how amazing things can really end up being.
Yeah.
Believe me, I wanted to join the Occupy movement as soon as I saw it. But, I just want to keep on holding on to everything. But just let go. That's all I can say. Just let go and love life.
Yeah.
And you, Mel, what's your final thoughts?
Walk through the door, step out, get some sunshine, and join the movement, and be a part of the solution. And we love you.
Yes, and look at the Occupy Tucson Facebook. You can find out what's going on with our movement. Come down to the Y, introduce yourself. We have a new newspaper that's coming out that's part of the Occupy movement. There are so many jobs for you to do. So thank you.